Well, hi, good afternoon. I'm Bob Neeser with Topline Strategies, and I'm here to talk real briefly about the staffing process that Topline Strategies uses when we search for technical candidates for our clients' open positions. And like most companies, we have a process. It's well mapped out, well defined. It's been arrived at with a huge amount of trial and error and fine-tuned over the past 22 years of our working in this industry and in this specific space. And so we have a huge process map. Don't worry, I'm only going to go through 3 of the boxes on that process map. And they're the 3 that consistently, we're told by our clients, have made the difference for key technical candidate hiring positions that we have. And so the first of the 3 is our ability to take our client's job description that they've given us, the salary range that the client envisions paying, and map that to some industry comps. In our case, we use Culpeper, which is considered the gold standard of HRIT consulting data because of how the data is arrived at. It's not put in by the me's of the world, putting in what I'd like to be paid or what I used to be paid, but all inputs are done by SPHR certified professionals in a very structured, consistent manner, and then aligned for cost of living allowances across a wide variety of metro areas. So we take our client's job description, marry that up or match that up with the Culpeper job descriptions that most nearly fit that, and then we can do a salary compensation. We might be able to map our client's anticipated pay range to exactly where that calibrates on the Culpeper chart, and that might say, hey, guess what, I'm going to pay $50,000 for this developer position, and I want them to be able to do A, B, and C. Well, that position might calibrate back on the database to I'm going to pay at the 10th percentile, which means if we look for 100 candidates, we'd have to look for 100 candidates to find 10 that this would even represent an income opportunity where they'd be even interested in looking at the next step. And so we might have a conversation with our client that said, hey, can you get $5,000 more to get this to the 50th percentile, or can we reduce our requirements for A, B, and C to A and C or A and B? And then this is a great paying job, or it's a competitively paying job. We ought to be able to find some fantastic candidates for you. And so those are really meaningful conversations. Quite often we'll find that our clients have had the inkling or the feeling that they're a little bit under market, if not a lot under market, and rather than have their opinion or their vendor's opinion, which could be to some extent considered self-serving, go back with large amounts of statistically arrived at information and quite often be able to budge the needle, if you will, on the pay for that position. So that's a huge value add for our clients. The second part of our process, the second of the 3 that I want to talk about today, is how Topline recruits. We do all the stuff, all the things that our clients do, and all the things that our competitors do. We put ads on Career Builder and Monster and Hot Jobs. We go into our own internal database. We look for the candidates that came up with on similar searches recently for other clients. We do all those things, but where we really add value, having deep roots in the IT industry, is we know where the subject matter experts live. We know what companies are great places to go find talent, and we have a huge network of friends and family in the marketplace, 10,000 plus just in Phoenix, that we market to and keep our name in front of. And quite often those folks are happily employed, if not all of them happily employed, are able to reference to us 1 or 2 or 3 of their friends that might not be quite so fortunate but have similar to great skills. And we get ourselves in front of those candidates. We tell the story about why our customer is a great place to work. We marry those 2 together, and then we move to the third of the 3 phases I want to talk about today, and that's our ability to discern technical talent from claims of technical proficiency. And so been in the business for 20 years. I've yet to meet a developer that doesn't know more about development than I do. The worst developer is 20 times more proficient at that subject than I'll ever be. And so my ability as a salesperson, a marketing professional, to discern the best from the worst is very limited. So we actually bring in the folks that do those very jobs, .NET development, project management, database administration, Java development, folks that do the exact same things that the candidates will be doing for our clients. And in an hour to an hour and a half interview process, whiteboard, solve problems, explain why we did it this way versus that way. That on top of benchmark technical testing allows us to deliver to our clients 3, 4, 5 resumes, not 25 or 30 resumes, but all people that have been vetted out reference-wise on a series of technical tests and interviews. We can supply technical interview notes back to the client and lead our client through based on your requirements, who do you want to see next based on the results of these tests. And quite often that will make our client have a tough time deciding between one or two of those 3 or 4 people that they end up interviewing. So we really refine the work so that our client's level of effort on the hiring and interviewing process is greatly reduced. And we feel that that's what they're paying for us anyway. So those 3 steps, our ability to kind of compare the job description and the comp, to have a meaningful conversation about what type of person are you looking for, and are you paying enough or too much, more than you need to rather, to find that person. The second piece, which is how we fire up our network of contacts, which the best candidates aren't the ones looking. We really feel that. There's some exceptions, but primarily the best candidates aren't looking, and how to get to those people, we know how to do it. And then third, our ability to assess technically a strong candidate from somebody who is a mediocre candidate but with a strong looking resume. Putting those 3 things together, Top Line Strategies is the staffing and HR consulting company.